All right, guys, we are starting Unit 6 today, States of Consciousness. So let's get going to it. Psychology began as the study of consciousness. And consciousness is simply an awareness of ourselves and our environment. But the difficulty of scientifically studying consciousness led many psychologists to turn to direct observations of behavior. And by the middle of the 20th century, psychology was defined as the science of behavior. By 1960, mental concepts began to re-enter psychology, and today, investigating states of mind is again one of psychology's pursuits. Advances in neuroscience made it possible to relate brain activity to sleeping, dreaming, and other mental states. And the three states of consciousness that we are going to be talking about, we talk about the wakened state of consciousness all the time. States of consciousness, other states of consciousness that we're going to focus on during this unit are sleep in particular, and then altered states, and we'll get to what that means. This is a really good chart. There are some spontaneous states of consciousness, and that's daydreaming, drowsiness, and dreaming. Some are physiologically induced, and that's hallucinations, an orgasm, food or oxygen starvation can cause a altered state of consciousness, and some are psychologically induced, sensory deprivation, hypnosis, or meditation. Our daily schedule of waking and sleeping is governed by a biological clock known as a circadian rhythm. Our body temperature rises as morning approaches, it peaks during the day, it dips for a small time in early afternoon, and then it begins to drop again before we go to sleep. Thinking is sharpest and memory is most accurate when people are at their peak in circadian arousal. This cycle is in part a response to light striking the retina, and this signals the suprachiasmatic, I have to say that a couple of times, nucleus in the hypothalamus, and this triggers alterations in the level of biochemical substances. This includes decreased output of the sleep-inducing melatonin by the pineal gland. And the cycle lasts about 24 hours, but it can be disrupted by bright light, time changes, and alterations in our sleep schedule, such as staying up late and sleeping in on weekends. And this is a good chart showing you what's happening during the day and what's happening at night in your brain. We pass through a cycle of 5 sleep stages total that total about 90 minutes. So all 5 stages total 90 minutes. So as we lie awake and relaxed before we sleep, our EEG shows relatively slow alpha waves. And alpha waves are, again, those slow brain waves of a relaxed awake state. Stage 1 sleep is characterized by fantastic images resembling hallucinations. And these are false sensory experiences like seeing something in the absence of an external visual stimulus. And these are also called a hypnagogic sensation. Stage 2 sleep is the stage in which we spend the most time in. And here, I'll give you this definition of sleep real quick. All right. Stage 2 sleep, again, is the stage we spend the most time in. Look at this baby, isn't he precious? And it follows about 20 minutes later after stage 1 with its characteristic sleep spindles. And sleep spindles are what you'll see on an EEG. Starting in stage 3 and increasing in stage 4, the brain emits large, slow delta waves, and these are associated with deep sleep. These 2 slow wave sleep stages last for about 30 minutes, during which we are very hard to awaken. So if you're in stage 3 or 4, or if you're trying to wake somebody up that's in stage 3 or 4, you're going to have a really, really hard time doing it. So we reverse the course and we retrace our path through these stages with one difference. About an hour after falling asleep, we begin approximately 10 minutes of REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. And this is the stage in which most dreaming is going to occur. Vivid dreams commonly occur. And if you ever want to see REM sleep, in fact, I might try to find a video for you today, but REM sleep You can see this in babies, especially newborns. They twitch, twitch, twitch. Their eyes will jump around. They'll grin and laugh in their sleep, and you can see this happening to them, and it's really neat. But we do it too. REM sleep is also known as stage 5. And it's also known as paradoxical sleep because we're internally aroused, but outwardly we're paralyzed. And the sleep cycle repeats several times during a normal night's sleep, with periods of stage 4 sleep progressively shortening and periods of REM sleep actually lengthening throughout the night. So these are some alpha waves, awake and relaxed. This is stage 1 sleep. Stage 2 sleep, again, you're spindling right here. Stage 3 sleep, stage 4 sleep. These are your long, slow delta waves, see, compared to this stage 1 and your alpha waves. And then here's your REM sleep. And right here is where your eye movements are happening. Again, REM sleep is when most of your vivid dreams are happening, and in REM sleep is non-rapid eye movement, and this is all sleep stages except for REM sleep. A typical night's sleep is a 90-minute cycle. It goes in a 90-minute cycle throughout the night, and I've already talked about paradoxical sleep. So a typical night's sleep, here we go, you're awake. Then you go down into stage 4 sleep. This occurs early in the night, and then you go back up, and then you go back down, and then you go back up, and then they shorten, but the REM periods increase as the night progresses, and then you wake up again. And this is a chart showing you the minutes of stage 4 in REM or REM sleep and the hours of sleep. Your REM increases, especially in your like 6th and 7th hour of sleep, decreasing stage 4. And we're going to talk about how important it is to get REM sleep and what your brain is actually doing during REM sleep in the next video. So that's it. Thanks, guys.